It was unpopular. You had said that you wanted to grow a digital economy. You had stated that you wanted to have a cashless economy, which has impact on armed robbery so that people don't move with cash. Then you turn around and say that you want to introduce an electronic levy. Best practice everywhere in the world, nobody has introduced e-levy at 1.75%. No. They are reviewing it downwards from 1.5 to 1%. So that may find favor with vulnerable or ordinary people. But our position on e-levy has not changed. They simply didn't understand the concept of it, how to take full advantage of it.
He says the minority does not regret any of its move against the tax, even though some government officials have blamed them for the performance of the levy.
We have no regrets because it was an unpopular tax, and we fought an unpopular tax. Without e-levy, there was 2% momo, 1% cash in, 1% cash out. But that was limited to wallet limits. If you did 5,000, you pay just 10 cedis. Now the government was now deciding that from 200 Ghana, 400, 1,000, 1,002, 1,008 to 1 billion, the telcos can now charge a percentage of what? A levy at 1.5%. So it means you are opening up the limited wallet into an open transactional wallet. So my view is that because you've widened the transaction, ask the telcos to keep 1% and give 1% to the state. So you didn't need a levy of 1.5%.
The Tamale South NP noted that the finance minister did not understand the concept of the e-levy and stated how he was left alone when he suggested that the e-levy should be 1% and a threshold of 500 cedis.
E-levy, they only ended up making MTN profitable because the Minister of Finance doesn't even understand what he was doing on e-levy. You recall when he said that Vodafone have agreed to reduce e-levy by 0.25%. At the time, Vodafone was charging zero. How do you get 0.25% less of zero? Technically incompetent. He didn't understand it. Now, when I said e-levy at 1%, a threshold of 500 or even 300 Ghana, many Ghanaians, including the NDC, didn't even appreciate me. I was abandoned halfway, midstream, and left alone standing. But don't forget, I've been Ghana's Minister for Communications. Now, the incidence of e-levy, in my view, and competently speaking, is 3.75%. Because the telcos already had an inbuilt levy. It was not called levy, but there was a momo tax of 2%, if you recall, cash in, cash out. So there was 1% in, 1% out. Now, first of all, if you want to see how fraudulent this government was, they were setting aside $40 million, 240 million Ghana cedis to collect e-levy. Why do you need to collect it? It was already being collected by the telcos. Now the threshold, when I said 300 Ghana, or when I even said 500 Ghana, the idea was I was using $50. At the time, $50 was like 300 Ghana cedis. At least ordinary people will be cut off if you made it 300. Taxation must always be progressive, not regressive. So you target the rich, those capable of paying it. So you didn't need to, like we have been told now that income tax 35%. So what will be your take home? What are you expected to live with?